Awesome. So as we get started, there's a couple things that we wanted to do before presenting. If you are unfamiliar with Jamboard, I'm just going to run through maybe 5 minutes on how we're going to be doing this. I'm going to put the Jamboard link in the chat as well. So this is how we're going to navigate through this presentation today. So I'm going to share my screen very briefly to show you kind of all of the buttons that we're going to go over. Oh, I did not think about this.
I'm sharing my screen. Is that why you can't share yours?
No, hang on. Everybody has to edit this, correct?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to change up those settings right quick. Perfect. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly present. You should have seen that link in the chat. And hopefully now everyone has the access. If you do not have access to it, just try hit refreshing your screen and then you should be good there. So this is Jamboard. Now there's a couple of terms that we're going to go over real quickly. Right here, there are 20 frames. So every time Peggy says, please go to the next frame, this is where you're going to go. This is very interactive. So instead of her just presenting her screen and going through the slides, she's going to ask you, okay, now go to the next frame. So right here, there are 20 frames. We're going to just stick 1 through 20. Just make sure that you're hitting this next frame button as we go along. There's a couple of other buttons that she's going to ask. Every once in a while, she's going to ask you to use the pen. So the pen feature is here. You're just going to click on it. And now this is a pen. You can change up color. You can change it to paintbrush or anything like that. But just try to keep it as basic as possible to use that pen with any color you would like. If you need to erase something, you can always use that erase button. We are also going to be utilizing, the sticky notes. So the sticky notes just brings up a quick sticky note. You can change color, type here, and then hit save. By saving it, it'll post it onto the Jamboard. I'm going to hit cancel right quick. We are also going to be adding images. So this right here is the add image button. And then if we also need to add text, we're going to use that add text button. These are just some of the features when Peggy says, not if, when Peggy asks you guys to participate in any of these activities, these are the main features that she is going to be asking you to use. So we talked about frames, we talked about the buttons. Now the most important part of this, because she is not going to be presenting, everyone is going to use this meet button. Now what this is going to do, it's going to merge your Jamboard screen with the call. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on this and you're going to see this bring call here. And all it's going to do is merge your screens together so that way you can still see everyone who's talking, but also follow along in the presentation. So please make sure that you are hitting that bring call button. And I believe that is it. Are there any questions on the tools that we are using right now?
Wait, can you show me the screen call button thingy again?
Yes, of course. So right here, it's this little meet icon. You're going to click on it and it says bring call here.
Can you please put the Jamboard link in the chat again? Because a couple of people joined since. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions before I turn it over to Peggy?
I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Is my Jamboard supposed to say view only?
No, if it says view only, go ahead and hit this refresh button because it should have updated the access. Let me just see all of the access is. Anyone with link is, an editor. There we go. Cool. So if you don't mind.
Mine still says view only, so I'm not entirely sure what the issue is. Let me close it and use the new link.
Okay. Perfect.
And see if that fixes it. Now I can do it.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. Sorry.
No worries. No worries. That's what I'm here for. Any other questions before I turn it over to Peggy?
Thank you, Mariah. So nice to have Mariah here to help us, to teach us and to help us with technical difficulties. So we're going to go ahead and start this motivational coaching course. I'm so happy to see all of you guys, even though I saw some faces in and out, but it's a new year. Really excited about getting started again. So up on the top where it has the frame numbers, it'll say 1 out of 20 or 1/20th looks like, but 1 of 20. How's that? Do the right button that says next frame, and then you should be at Propel. The session brought to you by Propel, an NMHED funded leadership project. If you are not there, please let us know or unable to do that. Okay, move forward to frame 3, please. Okay, so I'm just wanted to start with a quick review of what we did in our live class in Roswell in November, or in any of my virtual classes that you have been in before. And so the purpose of motivational interviewing and coaching is to elicit change talk and create actionable goals based on the person's values, needs, and wants. So that's all it is. It's just some strategies, tools, a framework for conversation for working with students. And I'm not going to read this whole thing with you, but this is a review of what we talked about during the course in motivational interviewing. And are there any specific questions as you look at this graphic that you'd like me to answer? Anyone? All righty, next frame. We're on number 4. So we talked about the different motivational coaching models. And there can be a million different acronyms and a million different models. You can make up your own if you want to, but these are the stages. They need the link, please. These are the stages. There has to be an exploration phase where you're asking questions, being really curious, learning what it is that the student really, really wants. And then you move into the goal setting stage. And that's when you want to create those SMART goals and really hone in on the goals and the actions. And then you move into the action planning and be really specific. Time, have time, have them be time bound, realistic, attainable, and create a plan B, anticipate challenges, create possible solutions for challenges that may arise, and then commitments and accountability. And remember, if you don't have the commitments and the accountability, it's not coaching. It can be a friendly conversation, it can be a helpful conversation, but it is not a motivational coaching conversation until you have co-created an accountability plan. And next frame, number 5, excuse me. One of the models that we talked about was the GROW model. Goal, reality, options, will, and way forward, which is a real easy way to remember the different stages in the coaching conversation. And it's all based on powerful questions. All based on powerful questions. So let me see some thumbs up if all this is coming back to you. It's like we had a vacation, we slept late, now we're just getting back into it. So thumbs up. We do have a raised hand. Good. Do we have any questions? So this part of the training and the virtual trainings that we'll be having every other Wednesday are going to be actual tools for your coaching toolbox. And today we're going to start with goal setting. So forward to number 6, please. So what I would like you to do, I'm sorry, did somebody say something? No? So what I'd like you to do is go ahead and grab a sticky note. Remember on this toolbox on the left, grab a sticky note and write a short description of a goal setting or motivational activity that you currently use with your students, and then rate the success of that activity. And does everybody know how to use the Making a Vision board?
Can you say your question again, Peggy?
It's right there on the blue sticky note on slide number 6. Write a short description of a goal setting or
Oh, there it is. I thought it
motivational
wasn't.
activity
Yes,
that you
got it.
currently use.
Thank you.
Thank you. And then rate the success of your activity. Is anyone okay? Breaking down goals to create action steps. Choosing from specifics and prioritizing them. Ask students to repeat something several times. The more repetitions, the better the success. That's a 3. Okay, list 3 goals on the first day of class, setting up following meetings to discuss and form action plans and accountability. Weekly check-in and SMART goal, mixed results. Students need constant refreshers. Discussing plans and goals and finding realistic actions we can take to realize those goals. Okay. So, what I'd like you to do is right now, if you have a sticky note or a piece of paper in front of you, I'm going to ask you a question. What would you like to have accomplished by the end of your life? And I'm going to give you just like 1 minute to write it down. What would you like to have accomplished by the end of your life? Okay, now please forward to number 7. And there's a rocking chair. So take a minute to look at that rocking chair. Now I'm going to ask you to participate in an exercise with me, and I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a minute. So everybody just close your eyes for a minute. It's going to be a quick minute. And I'm going to ask you to imagine yourself in a rocking chair. And you can think about whatever age you want that to be in the future, where you're, up in your golden years, and you're able to sit out on that rocking chair. Are you in the mountains? Are you in the lake, near a lake, on a beach, in a city park, wherever you would like to be? And just think about all the wonderful things that would have happened in your life. So you're just sitting there rocking on that chair and thinking about all the wonderful things that happened in your past. What would you like those things to be? What are you hoping would have happened by that time? Okay, you may open your eyes. So I'm not going to ask you what any of those goals are, but I am going to ask you to think about the difference in the activities. In the first activity, all I said is, what would you like to have accomplished by the end of your life? And in the second activity, I had you close your eyes and visualize. Was there any difference in the experience? And anyone can unmute and answer. I'll take 3 answers, please.
There was a peaceful feeling in the rocking chair exercise, and it didn't feel pressured, so to speak. There wasn't like an urgency of, well, what have I done already? What am I gonna do? So it didn't feel like it had to amount to something. It was more peaceful and serene and comfortable.
Thank you. And April?
So I felt it was actually more effective, because when I sat there and before the first question, I couldn't really come up with anything. I'm like, I don't know, what do I want to finish? But when I sat there and I looked at that, I actually came up with what I wanted that to look like. So it was more effective for me.
Thank you. And Corina? Mariah, I'm not able to read some comments, even though I saw them coming up. Are you able to read those?
Yes, of course. So
Please.
Madeline said details and specific nature.
Mhm.
Eric said less pressure, but was already primed from the first exercise. And Corina said an accomplished feeling, happiness. And she doesn't have a microphone.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, thank you. So that was a little bit different of a feel to be asked that question. And I would like you, as we're moving along, to think about when you are asking students what are their goals. And I'm glad that you said primed, Eric, talked about priming, because a lot of times students walk in the door and we hand them a stack of papers and say, okay, what's your goal? And they're sitting there like, April, I think, said, I don't know, like, let me think about it, And so to create these experiences that are visceral for students as they're setting goals and can connect with their emotions. Okay, so we're going to forward to a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Peggy, some of us are closer to that rocking chair than others. Some of us are getting in a hurry.
including me. All right, so I'm on number 9. I'm on slide number 9 that says why use images. So you can use mental images, you can use actual images. Virtually, you can use images that you find like in Google Images, Or if you're in the classroom, you can bring old magazines in, and scissors and glue, or there's a lot of different ways that you can use visuals for goal setting. And so on this page, I'd like you to read the bullets that are under these images. Now, use the highlighter. So you go to the top thing, which is the pen, and click on the tiny arrow. Whoops. And click highlighter and any color. And then if something resonates with you, so I like this images act as a springboard for discussion. So I'm going to highlight it. And then if somebody else highlighted something and I agree with it, I'm just going to put a dot next to it. So you can do a check mark or a dot, highlight, draw a circle around it, underline it, however you would like to do. Pull out the things that resonate with you. Bypassing the limitation of words. I like that one. Trigger possibilities. Easily linked. Affect us emotionally. Stored in long-term memory. Okay, so I'm going to skip over to number 10. Same instructions. Metaphors. Thank you. So we're not going to have time to discuss this, but I'm just going to quickly ask you to think about if you were using a Jamboard in class and how you could use something like this in your class for students to interact with you in a slide. Okay, thank you. I'm going to forward over to number 11. And so this is my vision board. I created this a while back, and it's actually like a living document that I edit from time to time. But I have all these different things that I think about when I'm sitting in that rocking chair. I want to have more time with my grandchildren. I'd love to sew. I have celiac, so I always have to be mindful of my eating, and I really don't want to have to. I want it to just be like automatic. I don't want to have to think about it so much all the time. Want a vacation. I want to be peaceful, and I want to be. I want to have freedom around my finances. I love doing training, so that was the picture there. And let's move forward to number 12. So making a vision board is one thing, but making a vision board and sticking it in your closet is not going to be quite effective. Now, there are a lot of people that believe in manifesting and positive thoughts, and that's really great. And I believe in it also. However, that's just the first step, right? The positive thinking has to work hand in hand with the positive action. And so what I did on my vision board is I took one item. So I had all these dreams and goals for myself, and then I honed in on the money thing, right? And so my big goal is to be debt free. When I made the money plan, I'm like, do I really want money to grow on trees? And can I control that? No. But what do I really want about money? And I want to be debt free. And so I'm like, okay. And then what is my end goal? So I wanted to be really specific about it. So I wanted to be for my 60th birthday. I need to get intentional. I need to really look at this budget written down. And so those are my goals that I want to do. And so we're going to go to the next frame, number 13. So now I have to really get smart about setting their goals, not just have this goal here, but somebody put SMART goals on the first page. And so I know that this may not be a new concept for many of you. So is there somebody out there that would like to explain it for me, please? Or explain one of them?
The most important part is the specific, being as detailed as you can with your goal.
Okay. Thank you.
I could talk about it if no one else wants to.
Okay. Thank you.
So measurable is how are you going to do this? For example, with my GED students, measurable is how many days and how many hours are you coming to class? What lessons are you learning? What's the total amount of hours? So it's the actual activity that they're doing, that step. And
that goes hand in hand with what Eric just said about being specific, right?
right.
Yes.
I think my microphone is working now.
Thank you.
So I was gonna say that whenever you want something positive to be the outcome, you have to basically be positive. Like you were saying, like you have to do positive actions as well. Like not also just say, oh, I want good grades, but also like make a detailed, schedule of your day and be like, okay, I could do this, but not only for school but also for yourself, because sometimes you might overdo it, so you will have to also put like make sure you add there the like sleep and enjoy yourself, watch a movie and something, but have it all scheduled. I think that'll be another good.
So that fits into the attainable part, right? So not to set a goal like I'm going to study for 10 hours a day. Is that really going to happen, you think? It may, however, for most people, that's not really attainable. And then relevant and time-based, relevant or realistic is something that I say. And then time-based. So you want to get really specific. Yes, that's really important. Okay, we're going to forward over to 14. So here, this is me honing down even further on these different things about writing SMART goals. So Madeline, is your hand up?
Yes, I'm sorry. I just wanted to add something that's really helping me a lot. I've been doing SMART goals for years already, but my program is using smarter with the ER at the end, smarter goals. So what the E is evaluate which means self-reflection, and the R is reward. So
Oh, I love it.
I tell my students, go get an ice cream for yourself after each class, reward yourself, or go, do something nice for yourself, even go take a bubble bath or have a cup of tea, or, something big, something small, but some kind of reward, pat yourself on the back.
I like that R better, Madeline. I was taught it was like revise, like redo your goal.
Oh,
But
no.
reward is way nicer.
It could be both. It could be both, right? It could be both. Review, revise, and reward. Yeah. So the SMART part is about planning, and the part is about doing. Right? And so on on slide 14, some of these are written in SMART format and some are not. So some are not time bound. Some are not specific. So it's really important that those goals are just not, I want a new career. Okay, what does that mean?
I think the snowball debt reduction and the cable TV alternatives are the two closest.
Mm-hmm.
You should get the Canopy app with your library card. It's like a free Netflix with a limit. So it's also good to stop binge watching.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look that up. Canopy?
Yeah, Canopy with a K. You just need your library card.
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move over to 15. So now I'm gonna ask you to think about your students or doing this with your students. And so we're gonna talk about the big goal. What is the big why of being in school? And a lot of students, when they walk in and you do the intake, it's like, why are you here? Well, I want to get my high school equivalency. And it's like, well, yes, but why do you want to get the high school equivalency? And visualize those things. And so right here, I hear a lot about, I want to be an example to my family. So I put a picture of a family there. So what I'd like you all to do is to go down to the image, which is the little black square that looks like it has white mountains, and add some images to me about what do you think is a big why that your students come to school with, either for an HSC or learning a language. New thinking, new possibilities, jobs. Success, happiness, goals, teams. So think about just sitting with students, maybe in an intake workshop or in the first day of class, and having them write on a sheet of paper what their goal is on this list form, like a formal form that they're writing, or having a white, a flip chart paper and magazines, and having students come up and posting on there together and looking at other people's goals, and then starting to talk and connect and become a community of learners together, or even online like we're doing right now. Fake it till you make it. I like that. There we go. Steps, climbing the ladder. I'm going to take that as time with family, but even as you're looking and doing this together, you're thinking about that you're not alone, right? There's a lot of commonalities here. Like every one of these, I could say, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's also me. And so you don't feel so alone. And I'm going to move over to 16. Now, here's another one that you can do, a visual learning plan. So I would like you to think about the learning plans that your students do now. What kind of learning plans do they do? And what do they use? And if you were to convert a written learning plan into a visual learning plan, what might it look like? So you can grab a sticky note or grab an image or grab a text box and just contribute to the student success board or this visual learning plan. What other like vision boards or goal boards or something like that have you seen used? In what different ways? Can anybody think of any other ways that people use vision boards or goal boards? So how many people know about Pinterest?
I actually do have a vision board in my Pinterest that I started this year for I have different ones for different stuff. So I have like my academic one, my personal life, and so on and so on.
Cool. And Pinterest is one huge vision board, right? You're just picking up pictures of what you like, recipes of food you want to eat, ways that you want to decorate, workouts that you want to do. When I went to Weight Watchers years ago, they encourage us to put pictures on our refrigerator or motivational quotes on our refrigerator or write them out and tape them on a sticky note to our mirror in the bathroom. get a picture of ourselves when we felt we were, in a healthier state, and put it for something that's going to be at the front of your mind, that's going to remind you all the time. So this is something that you want to be a living document, not something that you do once and never use again. Like if students have folders, you can tell them, look at your vision boards. You can do a vision board for every time they're going to test, and do it with the test taking strategies on it. There could be a million ways how you could use this. And on the next page, if you inserted an image here, nice. I'm going to ask you to actually write in SMART Goal. Write the words for a visual learning plan in a SMART Goal format. So it does not have to be perfectly grammatically correct. As you saw on mine, it didn't have to be perfectly grammatically correct. It was just like, I want to cut my cable by March. That's specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, and time-bound. Cut cable March. That's enough. So the box with the T and the tool, what is that? A toolbox, a tool key, whatever it is on the left. Grab a T, put in a text box, and write in one of the goals in a SMART format. Start certificate classes in 2024. Nice. Buy a house within 6 months.
I don't know why I'm not seeing anybody else's. I only see mine.
There's only a couple on there so far.
I still only see one.
Maybe refresh.
Which frame are you on, Nancy?
I'm sorry, I'm on 18.
I believe we're on slide 17, correct?
Well, maybe I'm
17.
Yep. You're just
okay.
one too many.
Okay.
Pay off my house in 2 years. Identify the specific subjects where you are at passing level and notify your teacher that you're ready to test. Make appointments at least 1 week in advance. Have debt paid off by 2025.
Are we writing student goals or our goals here?
Either one.
Okay.
Have my mother living with me by the end of February. A lot of these here can be honed in, right? Some of these could be considered big goals that can be divided into small steps along the way. Tape test all students by May. Woo! Good one. Nice one. Take practice HSC math test in 6 months with the tutor to support me and meet twice a week. Reward myself with ice cream on Fridays if I go to all my classes and meetings. Whoa, that's a multi-level goal there. Excellent. See how different that is from be a good student? Have one full-time job in my passions. So I'm going to move past the HSC test with graduation in the near future. Nice. So let's move over to 18. So now we want to use a coach approach in goal setting. So on this one, I'm going to ask you to step back into the instructor role. And if your students were creating if you saw your students creating those goals that you saw on the previous pages as a student, the student goals, what powerful questions could you use with students before and during their creation of the learning plan? Remember to use ORs and grow as you think of your questions. So this could be in a group setting, or this could be in an individual setting. Let's help each other out and create this bank of questions. What works better for you? How do you see this happening?
Can you tell us again what ORS and GROW is?
ORS is open-ended, affirmations, reflections, and summaries. GROW is goal, reality. I'm sorry?
You're good.
Outcomes and will or way forward. How will your life improve after you get your SHE? What steps do you need to take in order to begin taking your certificate classes? What do you need to make this happen? Excellent, powerful questions. What obstacles may arise and how will you overcome? What do you need to learn more about to succeed with this goal? What about this is important to you? How will you hold yourself accountable to making this happen? What do you really want? What support will you need to achieve your goal? Woo! Focusing on strengths there. Have you had a success before when you felt in the beginning there was no way? Amazing. Other questions with the 5 W's and how? Yes. What about this is important to you? What support do you need? How will your life improve? How can you invite that goal into steps? What do you need to learn more about to succeed with this goal? What can I do to help you succeed with your goal? Excellent, excellent, powerful questions. So let's move forward. Thank you, Eric. So on slide or frame 19, what powerful questions could you use after they have created their vision board or their visual learning plan? What do you think will be the biggest personal obstacle to achieving this? So this is after they've gotten really specific and created steps and made them in smart format. How do you want to follow up? Excellent. What would you change to improve your success? Wow, these are great questions. And you know what I love about these questions is that they're so simple. They're so simple, yet they really are powerful. So they really make you think, right? They're really simple questions, but they're not easy to answer, right? Once you begin the process, how will you maintain consistency to stay on track? Excellent. That's a good plan. When do you want to follow up? What is working for you here? And whoops. What did I do there? What is working for you here and what is not? How might you adapt what is not working? Excellent. That's excellent during follow-up, right? Because it's not, the person's not failing, the plan needs tweaking. How many of the steps have you obtained so far? Excellent, excellent. Love all these powerful questions. So how is this working out? Excellent, nice and simple. So let's move over. I'm sorry, Madeline, did you say something?
No.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is move over to our last frame in our last 5 minutes. And what I'd like you to do is please insert an image that represents the value you gained, if any, from attending this session today. So here's your learning anchor. What do you want to take away? Was it worth your time this last hour? Reminded that images are powerful elicitation tools and a vision board. Here's idea. The can, yay. A toolbox. I'd like to remind tutors of the importance of visions and powerful questions and goal setting. Ah, that's cute. Nice. That looks like a road to success or a road to a goal. If someone would like to unmute and just talk, that's okay too. Good reminder. Tell me about this one. The New Mexico flag. Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures. See, this is why I like being in person more. I can't hear people laughing at my lame jokes. Ooh, open their eyes. I love that reflection on the lake. So we just have a couple of more minutes today because we end at 4. So thank you all for coming back. Thank you for being here today. So every other Wednesday, the first and third Wednesday of the month, I will be here. It'll be in your calendar. Best quality, nice. So you can jump on and we'll just be from here on out, just sharing tools. Just practice, practice, practice. And some classes will go into breakouts and practice coaching. Some will learn new tools. Some will have a guest speaker. So we'll just be watch for emails from Tina, and please go into the Propel website to leave an evaluation. Thank you so much for coming today. Corina, yes. Corina.
Hi. I
Thank
just
you.
wanted to ask, or I remember you said something that if I ever have a question, I could also contact you and just to kind of like guide me for situations as well. Is that still on?
Yes, Peggy at NM Doubt.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a follow-up, don't we?
Thanks, Peggy. You guys have a good one.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Have a good day.
You too.
Yes, you do have permission to use this Jamboard.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Marisela.